Well, hi, Andrew Bell here with you once again, sharing my knowledge and experience gained from 40 plus years in the industry, and most particularly at the forefront of the Gold Coast property market for the past 30 years. I'm also incredibly passionate about our city. That experience and passion has led me to be invited onto several key bodies that are placed beautifully at present to capitalise on the incredible position our city finds itself in as a result of COVID-19. But also gives me the benefit of having greater insights to share with you. We're not a new startup operation or a business that's only been open in the last 4 or 5 years, but indeed one with a wealth of knowledge and experience that I take as a huge responsibility to reach out and be a trusted advisor. You know, just under 60% of our business comes from repeat and referral clients, and I'm aware of that. And the fact that over 224,000 people receive this fortnightly market update, and they want accurate and competent insights into the Gold Coast property market so they can make good decisions. So I take it very, very seriously. So with that in mind, the Gold Coast is in the most unique position it's ever been in. We're truly moving from just being the favourite beachside tourist location to a genuine city with all the key components that make it sustainable. This is really the ending of our boom-bust cycle that we remember so often. However, there is work to be done, and it needs commitment from federal, state and local governments. Not just commitment, but a genuine working cohesion between them all. The 2018 Commonwealth Games set us up for where we are now. Over $16 billion was invested into major infrastructure, improving things from our roads and our transport systems, helping us with shopping centres, a whole range of more things. We became a vastly more attractive city, and even before COVID-19, migration was picking up. Now, off the back of the COVID-created decentralisation, we are one of the many non-capital city locations, and particularly coastal locations, that people want to move to. However, we must keep growing the infrastructure to support this growing city. We must expand our industries. We must broaden the arts and the culture of our city. We're well positioned, but there's a lot to do. We have learned from the past that we can easily attract people to move here. But what we must do is a lot more to make the city one where they want to stay, where they can get a job, where they can educate their children, where there's a diversity of cultural and sporting activities, great shopping and food outlets, and so on. We now hear of people who moved here last year, but have started to return home as it wasn't completely everything they wanted. I can assure you that we have irreversible momentum here on the Gold Coast, even though we have plenty to do. So I'm going to continue to work with the government, industries, and community bodies to help get that work done as soon as possible. From a real estate perspective, as I said, we're in the greatest position the Gold Coast has ever been in. We've benefited from the strongest growth in prices over the past 6 months that any of us have ever experienced. A slowdown in price growth will give us a more sustainable market, so I hope that does occur without there being any major price correction that often follows booms. We're bringing more supply on, which will help meet buyer demand, although nowhere to the level that's needed. And as the economy around Australia picks up and COVID is brought under control, there's less of a rush for people to move here. So we're starting to get back into a more realistic and perhaps more sustainable supply and demand situation. We are in great shape with great promise. It just must be managed well. However, talking hype and not doing anything about the foundations would be our undoing. So working with other experienced leadership at those various levels I talked about, I'm trusting with the election cycle as it is, we're in a really good position to leverage that for the best opportunity for all. Whilst the city continues to surge, we know there are real estate markets driven by a host of factors, which I've often touched on in my reports. Real estate markets do have drivers. There's a start and a finish to every market cycle, and there will be with the current one. But that does not stop our city continuing to build the strong foundations for the next cycle as well. We have some important stats to share with you in the weeks ahead. So until then, let's keep loving our city, continue to have a huge appreciation for what we have, and to spend a lot less time on the glass half empty side of life and on the half full. See you in a fortnight's time.